Good morning, Coal City. Many thanks for joining us on the last segment of our breakfast show this morning, the interactive session where you will get to join our conversation. Today on Matters of the Moment, we are still celebrating Governor Peter Mbah's first anniversary. And for this focus, it will be on a season of construction projects. And who better to handle this conversation than the Honorable Commissioner for Works in Enugu State, Engineer Gerald Otiji. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Ngozikah, and I am doing this with Chioma.
My name is Chioma, Agulanna. Welcome to Matters of the Moment.
5 minutes past 8 for time checks. The phone lines are already open so that you can join the conversation at any point of your choice. The numbers to call are 0907-275-9950, 0907-275-9950, or you call us on 0706-815-8029, 0706-815-8029. Engineer Otiji.
Yes, sir.
When the governor, Dr. Peter Mbah, announced he was going to construct 81 roads, it sounded unbelievable. But then, since you took office, it was very difficult to pin you down, to get you to this place to talk to Enugu. What has been going on?
Thank you. Good morning, Enugu and the Bay. Yeah, he said he was going to construct and rehabilitate 81 roads. He didn't say I should be at the radio stations. So I worked strictly my mandate, and however, I'm here now. It's been, we try to use every moment that we can, coupled with a lot of circumstances that befell us with the bridge and other unforeseen circumstances. So we try to deliver on His Excellency's mandates to his people. So it wasn't just that I was avoiding you. I was in some other stations and televisions, but you have me now.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to know, and I'm sure our listener would also want to know, how far so far with the rehabilitations and the fresh construction of roads in Enugu?
Well, it's still ongoing. Like His Excellency said, day before yesterday during the commission of some of them, that this is just the beginning. That we did 1 year doesn't mean that it's over. It's going to even get more intense. He already said that there are going to be another 80 roads that will follow immediately. That's why professionals need to deal with issues as they arise. Remember, when he announced that, a couple of weeks later, we had a broken bridge, and there were some borrow pits shut down. There were a whole lot of stuff, but we thank God so far we were able to navigate them, and I think my people, you should give us the scorecard.
All right, 81 roads. Do we have all of them done now?
Yes, I can say yes, because like I said in one of some of my previous interviews, there are a road can never be fully done because there are some road architecture's beautification that is ongoing, like it's also the policy of His Excellency to cover all the drains, put street lights on all of them. They are all ongoing. The most important thing is that we have the traffic flow, under control. So I can say all of them. You can say 99% done. So beautification, painting of the curbs, markings, street lights, drain coverage, and also having patience for the water reticulation, which is going parallel to be completed. So we can't just cover the roads and everywhere, and then we don't have the water. So that will be some of the mandates and policies will be lacking. So yes, we're doing good on that.
Let's talk about the quality of the roads.
Yes.
People, have reservations when it comes to the quality. There are places when roads were previously done and they didn't even last. All right, let's talk about the quality. Did the contractors stick to the upgrade?
Well, thank you for that question. Yeah, when His Excellency was commissioning the roads day before yesterday, some of those questions I know are in people's mind. But I took time in the first place where we were to explain the engineering that went into some of those constructions. They were extraordinary. Why did we do that? So that we maintain the quality of the roads. And the entire reconstruction and the new road and rehabilitation of the entire road, we signed the contract with the contractors that it will last a minimum of 10 years, and then which we are exonerated from any cost within that. That's not check number one. Then number two, we have a functional lab right now. So at every point we do the soil test to understand the soil properties of that particular area, which gives us the guide. In some other areas we have underground water, like in the river area, all the way down to Odudukoko, Gariki, St. Peter's, Ilo Franco area. That area, they have more than 3 meters unsuitable materials, which were evacuated and we treated them and did what we call French drain to take the water coming from underground to be able to isolate it from getting to the earthwork and getting to the tar of the asphalt and take it straight to the river. If anybody has opportunity to go towards the river, you will see some pipes and water will be coming. They are not actually drainages from homes. They are actually the water is supposed to
underground.
Yeah, underground. We have perforated pipes across the road, because if water is coming from underground and it gets to the asphalt, it weakens the asphalt and that makes the road to fail. So what we do is that you go deep down and then use boulders, the big rocks, granite, and put them to a certain depth of about 50 centimeters, and then put the perforated pipes that are covered with meshed geotechnical material, so that debris will not cover those holes. So water seeks its level as it comes from the mountain on the other side, and then it goes down and it enters the pipe, and then we have parallel pipes 1 through 3 that takes it along the road and the drainages all the way to the river. So that isolates the upper part, and then we use sand to stabilize and then do our earthwork on top and then the tile. So that gives it the stability.
So there are assurances that these are quality roads.
Yes, if our people don't dig it up.
That's
that's man-made activities most times are our biggest headache. Somebody might want to get water across to his own home. He should get to Water Corporation or get to Ministry of Works, so that we can guide the person to get done, break the road at the asphalt, and the moment there is a cut, that's where the road is going to fail.
But there should be a regulation already in place.
There is already, but people, you go to the roads, some people drive across the entire caps. If we go to Transekulu, we keep on rebuilding the caps. We keep on, somebody ran through a newly asphalted road
And left tire
with
marks?
wheels without tires, just metal, and tore the entire road into two.
Wow. That's
Gross.
that's not okay.
So it's I've said it before, and I want to use this opportunity to tell our people, please, if you see some of those things, take their pictures, send to us with the number of the vehicle, or hold the person, call the security agents so that they can apprehend them, because it is the same taxpayers' money that we're supposed to use to build other roads that we are using in going to rebuild and repair the ones we just finished. People who want to lay cables, fiber, or carry some metal items, please do it in a civilized manner. Don't just go and cut asphalt or cut the roads and think, just only for yourself, because you might create more problems.
And you could be caught. Be mindful of that. Now, you mentioned some roads, and when you were talking about Edo River, I recall seeing somewhere that they said they have not had road intervention from the government the past 52 years. Okay?
That's correct.
So I will also need you to mention other areas that, for the sake of emphasis.
I'm not the one that I'm gonna say where. Let the neighborhood say that. But for me,
there's a telephone here. If you mention where you didn't work, they could call in and say no.
Edo River, they were the ones that told us when I went there to scope that road. It was covered with green colored water, with algae everywhere, and then they had piles of motor tires and plants on top of them. That was actually where we were working on until we got to a particular place with the contractor. Some insects just swam around us and started stinging, so we ran back, but eventually we used the drone to be able to get the whole place, and then start draining those waters, started excavating the unsuitable materials, creating the drainages, and then most of those areas, you can imagine how their soakaway pits were. They were all connected to the pool of water and to that road. So, but His Excellency also would give directives, and the Commissioner for Environment went in that neighborhood and helped in cleaning the soakaway pits and plugging all the places that were bringing waste onto those roads, and now we have a decent community in that area.
All right. There are concerns about the bridge. Right now, Enugu is filled with lorries, big cars coming into
That's
town.
right.
Yes. So what about that bridge? People would
Which
think
particular one are you referring
the
to?
one that fell around.
The one that fell.
Yes.
Has
it been worked on?
It's been they've been working on it. It's a federal road.
Yes.
The only thing we tried to do initially was to help to galvanize the federal government and their contractor, and then give them all the helps they needed at the time to start, both monetary and other material helps they needed. They gave us all assurances, and as we get those information, we pass it on to our people, and in many occasions, their promises failed.
Okay.
And then, which I'm still sorry about, that I just passed the information given to me to our people. So even last week they were to open up that bypass 2 weeks ago. So we went to inspect it. I personally told His Excellency that what they did was not good enough, that it wouldn't be very safe for big lorries, because it was a kind of an S-shaped bypass, and then steep in the middle and upward trajectory again. So what it means is, if you calculate the angle using the theory, the force Newton that the vehicle is moving on, it's actually the mass of the entire thing with the speed, with the acceleration. So you find out that if you put that coefficient together, it is much bigger force than the brakes can hold.
Okay.
So we did that calculation, and we condemned them. And then, so they had to, if you go there, you find out that to make it straight, they had to chop off through a compound that is up on the northbound of that road. So they were able to chop it off and then be able to fill up more so that it could be straight for those big lorries. Because if any lorry falls there, they
So
will all
disastrous.
fall back. Not only the safety of the driver and the goods there, but every other lorry will still come into our city. So it's better. This weekend we will have a meeting with them to ascertain the exact day. But I can tell you, it's no longer weeks; it is days.
Okay.
So
it's nearing completion.
almost.
But then when that happens,
Yes.
I'm not just the only one, it's everyone else who have to go out. All right. So is there a way that lorries can be regulated? Can they fly at night?
Sure. This is what we're. They don't even have to come into the city except if they are coming to discharge or bring something into ours. From our statistics, we found out that almost 80% of the lorries that pass there are just passing through. They're either coming from the northbound area, which is Benue, through Obolafo, going to Port Harcourt area, or Abia, Imo, or Cross River, or going to Eboy, or from Eboy, the other way around. So they have nothing to look for inside the city. They should just, if the road, they've been passing through there, except if when we have our maybe companies, they are bringing goods for them, or inhabitants of Enugu, then that's a different thing. We will know the destination of that particular truck.
Now, it's something that was contained in the broadcast speech of the governor during his first anniversary observation. He mentioned that the state acquired an asphalt production plant.
That's right.
Does that in any way help the construction? Is it going to be beneficial to Enugu in the construction? Does it translate to more projects?
Exactly. Well, remember that right now we are buying asphalt, or the contractors they get asphalt from either their own plant or from somewhere else, and the person definitely selling the asphalt is selling it with a premium. So if and sometimes they have a minimum of asphalt you can order. So if I have with our zero pothole policy, you have 5 tons or 2 tons or 20 tons of asphalt to apply on the road. It will be difficult for you to see someone who will start his plant just only to sell 20 tons or 2 tons or 5 tons to you. It doesn't make business sense to
Not
them.
at all.
So you're going to be cutting the road and be waiting until you get up to like 50, 60 or 75 or 100 tons before they give to you. And then you'll be jumping up and down. You see a lot of people complaining that the roads have been cut, been opened, and that their tires and it is, why don't you leave it there? Why did you cut it and abandon it? My dear people, we didn't abandon them. We're just waiting to see if we can have enough to order, because we can't order. Asphalt is so expensive right now. This time last year, it was 50 to 60,000 naira per ton. Right now, it's 149,000 per ton.
More than double.
More than double. And then, so every single kg of asphalt is cherished. So, and sometimes we found out there are a lot of factors, grouping themselves together and either demanding increase in price and dragging it to the government, not only in our state, in other states. The neighboring states, we buy limestone and granite from them, and they have unions. Sometimes they're shut down, and then we can't do anything. So, and sometimes, so we don't want a situation where we cut all the roads, or we're working on the road, and then we might not be able to get asphalt. So if there are some components of road construction materials that we can have control over, that can help us to plan more, and that can help us also to get more value for our money.
Now, we've dwelt so much on rural roads, but I also recall the governor talking about interconnecting roads. How about such projects? I think 10 of them.
Initially it was 10, then now we have about 15 of them ongoing, and they are going according to the program of work. That's essentially there are reasons behind those roads that are chosen. If you hear the governor's speech, he also made mention of agro zones. He also made mention of production zones, where in the administration's policy, His Excellency Dr. Peter Mbah wants that we produce in every part of our state, and also feed that into our industries, no longer exporting raw produce. And there are many institutions that are coming with the investors and others to where we are creating the economic zones in different localities: Isuzo, Ozowani, Eziago, Engr, Owo, Amechidodo.
That's the kind of east area.
Yes, depending on from the soil test where the farmers, we have vast area of arable land, and we want to produce more so that the production industries that are going to use those as raw materials will have enough. When they know that there is enough, then they will be there. There's also ethanol, cassava to ethanol production policy going on in different areas, and all these areas they require accessible roads to get there. So most times people will think it's just this road, let's go and do this road, or is this one.
So you're intentional.
It's intentional, deliberate on those ones.
All right, I'd like to announce our numbers once again so that our listener will call to join the conversation. The numbers to call are 0907-275-9950, 0907-275-9950, or 0706-815-8029, 0706-815-8029. And if you're just joining us, our conversation is centered around the season of construction projects in Enugu State as we celebrate Governor Peter Mbah's first anniversary in office. Our guest is the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Enugu State, Engineer Gerald Otiji. Bring in your questions, your comments, or any observation as regards what we are having a conversation about. It will all be entertained here. Honorable Commissioner, the rains are here. We are in May. In fact, we are in June, just a couple of hours. And we will be in June, and of course the rains will intensify. Will it be a barrier?
Well, that's a good question. Definitely, the asphalt lane, you still need some wet road. The rain is a little bit okay, but it's to a certain quantity, not when it pours. Where here is we're in tropical area, and when it rains, it pours. So that's and if you've not finished at work and it rains, you lose all the materials that you already. So it's a nightmare for many contractors and all of us. However, if we pray against rain falling, then it affects us in food production. We need the rain for the food. So we pray that God helps us to manage it. But we can still construct the roads using, but it might be more expensive.
Oh, okay. And the 80 roads that the governor promised during the inauguration, the commissioning of the already done roads, are they going to wait till after the rains?
But he didn't say we'll finish it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, but it takes, and we're looking at a way that every road, like His Excellency said, Dr. Peter Mbah Administration, he made mention, and he's every day when the team sits to discuss together, that he wants everywhere in Enugu to be asphalted. That it is the right of his people to get this. So we're working towards that, and also we don't want to do any shady job. We want it to be. It's for all our collective interest. If we can build roads, our policy is to build the roads that the money we're supposed to be using every 2 years for maintenance, we can use it and do some other things in healthcare, in education, in agriculture, and transportation, so that our economy will put more value in our salaries, and we're working towards that.
All right. So ministry is also responsible for the construction of railways, right?
Railways, yes, infrastructure. Yes.
Yeah. How's that going so far?
Well, we thank God that it's no longer on the special list that we can do that. We also need to look at return on investment. You know, if you construct a railway line that you might not be able to pay for it, then we should think better. So we are in the verge of designing how it will be to pay for itself within a specific period of time. But whether we're going to do that, for sure we will. It is in the pipeline.
In a way that it's going to pay for itself.
Yes, you know, the rail, if you talk about rail line, you're talking about the one that for transportation of goods, one, and for transportation of personnel. So you need to weigh the balance. If I build a rail from Jare to Gariki, for instance, and then the return on investment will be passed on to our children, we might think a better, smarter way to do that.
Yes.
Then if we have goods that we can move from Uzuwan or Isuzu and pass through there to the factory that is situated somewhere, I think the financiers will be much happier with the second one.
Yeah.
And then in that case, we can now add personnel carrier to it, so we can achieve both. So it's we're still tweaking which area where we're doing that. In our infrastructure, sometimes if you come into infrastructure, there are social amenities that the government provides for the people, and there are some that it is enabler for the investors to be there. So the ones that are enabler for investors to come in, those ones normally pays for itself, and then from there you clow out money to be able to do the social amenities. Is, like I said in some other interview, is a chicken and egg theory. Which one are you building this? The investors want you to build this so that they will come, and you want investors to be there so that they pay taxes and do productivity that will fund it. So that's where His Excellency is talking about the disruptive innovations. So you put your thinking cap on. I'm not going to spill the beans here, but he will be the right person to make the announcement and what the policy and what he plans.
All right.
There are other projects certainly, but I don't know if it's under the Ministry of Works, the revamping of the Hotel Presidential, the completion of ICC, and the 380-bed five-star hotel. So,
Yeah,
what's up with those works?
they're all being fired up at the same time.
Ministry of Works.
Yes.
No wonder you're that busy. So how is it going?
In a couple of weeks or months, we hope that the 5,000 seats capacity of International Conference Center will be completed. And Hotel Presidential is being renovated right now as we speak. And that's also in less than 8 more months. It should be completed. And then the 5-star hotel, ICC hotel, that was foundation stone was laid last Saturday by His Excellency. We hope that the contractor will finish, and we are not relenting that we get that finished in 14 months.
The government is huge on timeline. 14
yeah.
months, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
That's been magnanimous. Actually, it's 12 we discussed, but we're giving them that, when you build such edifice and before you let customers or people in there, you will be able to test run everything and be sure that everything is 100% efficiently working. That's why we're magnanimous to put the extra 2 months.
Honorable Commissioner, what are you going to talk to us about the smart schools?
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Well, right now we're His Excellency. This is his brainchild. He feels, if you remember, everything. His policies are connected all together. He said he wants Enugu to be a place where people first choice to live in, and he wants to move the poverty index to 0. And the greatest tool to move people out of poverty is education. Through education. That's the only tool that can bring you to the table where you were not born to sit on. It's been proven time and time again. So, and for someone who is thinking about his people, who is selfless in his service, like His Excellency, he came up with this smart school idea and said, you can imagine if we can put smart school in every nook and cranny of our state, that every child will have opportunity to go through smart school, not only the children of the rich. Do you know how many smart? You can imagine. Nobody can imagine that, but it's only the future can tell. That's how he now said, okay, let's start with one smart school in all the 260 wards in the state, and each smart school we have capacity to accommodate about 800 children.
Oh, that much?
Yes, from age 3, which is the kindergarten, to kindergarten 1, and kindergarten 3, which will start from grade 1 or primary 1, and then all the way to junior secondary 3 for now, and it is free. And all these kids will be fed a meal a day. And it is then he hired, like always, professionals in each aspect, in each ministry or MDA. And Professor Mbah, who's professor of education,
Specialized
specialized in.
All right, we are concluding, Honorable Commissioner. I don't know if you can make a promise to Enugu of what to expect the next 365 days. It's counting down already. I think it's the next 363 or 4 days.
Yes, that's correct. Well, I thank you all for the support so far. Our people have been amazing. I see some of them when we are doing some construction at night. Some people brought us some cartons of water.
Oh.
And they come and greet us and tell you, those, they all mean a lot to me. And I always convey those messages to His Excellency and to most of my colleagues as well. In the next couple of months, we are going to continue with the pace or even faster, because there are a lot of teaching programs processes that we've learned. There will be more, that I can assure you. His Excellency is poised to deliver more. He is someone that never relents. So you'll see more roads, you'll see more infrastructure. That's from my own ministry and portfolio. The transport interchange project, infrastructure project in Holy Ghost. Please, just wait and see. You will eventually enjoy it. I believe in the next 365 days or next May 29, most of this project will have been commissioned and
we will
functional.
be singing a new song.
And we'll see. God will keep all of us alive, and you see how it will look like.
Amen.
Thank you, and may God bless Enugu State, and may God preserve and keep our governor, and give him the more wisdom to pilot the affairs of Enugu as it's been done. Thank you, and God bless.
Amen to your prayers, Engineer Gerald Otiji, the Honorable Commissioner for Works in Enugu State, doing the most. Governor Peter Mbah's first anniversary series is ending with this particular discussion. We have tried as much as lies within our power and reach to get across the several ministries in Enugu State. But today our focus was on a season of construction projects, and I'm sure you are not doubting that in any way. There is no corner that you go to Enugu and you won't see one project of the government or the other going on. I recall the days it appeared like everywhere was broken up and people were complaining. But today I see some of those roads already operational, functional, and everyone is happy with that. We hope that the rest of the projects that we've been promised will get to see the light of the day. People, thank you for joining us on the series that started since Monday, celebrating Governor Peter Mbah's first anniversary. And on that note, we conclude the Good Morning Coal City Breakfast Show for this week. We'll be here again Monday to do this again, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And of course, every weekday we are here on the show. My name is Ngozikah. Appreciating Engineer Gerald Otiji for being here.
Thank you.
And signing off on the program, which I anchored with Chioma.
My name is Chioma Agulanna. Thank you so much.
And do have a pleasurable day. Thank goodness it's Friday.